And we're live, I think. Welcome back to RC in the chat, man. Thanks for stopping by, and welcome to everybody else who's tuning in. If you're on X or YouTube, it's where we're streaming right now, but we're doing our second ever live episode, so give it a few more minutes here for some people to trickle in. But I've been super busy these past few days, so I figure that for today's episode, just because not kind of too much is happening right now in the community, I figured that we would kind of recap all of the fun facts episodes into one kind of live stream, just because I haven't been doing live streams going all the way back to when we first started dropping these episodes. So if you guys are newer to the channel, hopefully we're going to talk about some stuff that you might not know. So yeah, thanks again for everyone stopping by, and if you guys enjoy the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up button. Sagittarius, hello. But as of right now, I think we have 8 episodes on the channel of different fun facts, so we're gonna actually go through all of them. I think all of them, excluding the 2 that I did about community creators. But if you guys do want to check those out, I think it's like episode 30 something. We did fun facts about 22 different community creators in 2 different episodes, so 44 creators total, and that was quite a while ago. So we have VeVe in the chat. Let's go. Welcome. And Sven, dude, if you want to hop on this stream, let me know. We can hop in Discord. We're going to be talking about some, I think at some point we have some dinosaur facts, so that should be fun. All right, let's get into this. So going all the way back to episode 9. Jeez, what is this? 205. So this was a long time ago. This was posted. When was this posted? September 27th, 2022. So we're actually approaching the 2-year mark now. So, but yeah, first fun fact in the episode is the Joker. So going back to season 1. But if you guys didn't know this, the physical collectible, which is what you guys see in the center there, it doesn't have the exclamation point on the flag. So the one on VeVe does. So that's considered, I guess, a misprint. And to my knowledge, it hasn't been corrected. So I think this is still the... it still looks this way on the app right now. But yeah, the physical does not have that exclamation point. So that's our first one. Sven says, ooh, dinosaur facts. I'm sure you've probably got more, but yeah, that's the first one, guys. So I'm not gonna play the audio here, but I think I got arrows pointing. Got the digital collectible on the left and right hand side, just different angles, and then the center one is the physical. Can't really see it here, but yeah, it's not on the flag, so. But next one up on the list is Fantastic Four number 21. If you guys didn't know this, oh lord, this is a throwback. If you went for this comic on drop and you happen to get it, and you open the comic up after you got it on drop, you didn't actually see Fantastic Four number 21 pages inside. So what they actually accidentally did was they dropped the Ultimates comic inside of Fantastic Four. So you would open this up, the comic on the left hand side, and you saw these pages, which was a completely different comic. So they fixed it pretty much right away, but that was a funny little mistake in the moment. Throwback to those who had that happen to them. What do we got next here? We got the Givenchy pieces. All right, so fun fact about the second piece. So when the second piece dropped on VeVe, what ended up happening was the piece that was getting delivered was different from the piece that they had promoted in the Medium article. And it had completely different effects on it. To this day, the piece that they actually were delivering has not dropped. So, well, let me clarify that. The piece that they were delivering was the piece that was supposed to drop. It just had different effects on it. So my speculation, and I think I said it in this video, if you guys want to watch it back at some point, episode 9, I was speculating how this could be a form of accessory for art pieces in the future, just because there could be ways to kind of change the effects or transitions to animated pieces like this. And they might have accidentally, you know, kind of dropped a little teaser to that. So that's what ended up happening with this. This is the piece that dropped. And then the piece in the center. Oh, I do have the animation playing. Okay. So the piece in the center is what ended up getting delivered. And it has all this lightning and everything coming down. The transition's different. It's like this grid effect. And then that's the piece that ended up getting delivered, where it looks completely different. So fun fact about that piece. We'll see what happens with them in the future, but I'm a big Givenchy fan, so I both of these pieces, number 1 and number 2. And I'll be collecting any of the future ones they drop. So looking forward to more of those. And that actually reminds me, the Vital Voices, I think it's 1 and 2. They said that there's supposed to be 3 cards dropping. So I'm looking forward to the 3rd part of that series as well. Sven's asking if I own a Joker. Yes, I do. Yes, sir. Definitely have to have one of those in my collection. Sven says, I used to love those pieces. Maybe I should pick them up. A good hodl and very nice art. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Pride pieces and the Rewind Collective cards. I think they look awesome. Hey, we got FM in the chat. All right, what do we got next here? Boom. Okay, Golden Moments, Donald and Daisy. All right, so if you guys didn't know this, some of the Golden Moments, not all of them, are modeled after the physical statues at the parks. In this case, Donald and Daisy are as well, but it's been kind of merged together to create one digital statue on VeVe from the 2 physical statues in the parks. So to my knowledge, all of the other Golden Moments are just one statue like they are in the park. But this one has been kind of molded together. So you see Daisy on her own, Donald on his own. Donald's actually holding his hat. So they dropped this Golden Moment during Valentine's Day. It was with the other 2. Oh gosh, Lady and the Tramp. And I'm forgetting what the other one was. I think there was another one. But they took the hat off, put it on his head, and then they made them kind of look like they're holding hands. So, neat little backstory to this piece. Sagittarius says, Joker's on my wish list. Sven, get your Joker ASAP. Yeah, Joker's a good piece, man. It also looks pretty good in the VeVeVerse. If you saw Tails' little promo, the face has a lot more detail, which is good. So it's a little choppy in the app, which is fine. But fun fact about those pieces. Now moving on to the rest. This is kind of breaking down. Actually, one sec, guys. Let me turn down this background music here. There we go. Also, Sven, I think I made you a moderator on X. I'm gonna make you a moderator on YouTube as well. All right. I'd appreciate that, man. Let me just open that up real quick. Add as moderator, managing moderator. There we go. There we go, Sven. Chat's all yours. I'm not dealing with any of those flutters right now. They can do it elsewhere. But in terms of the park statues, guys, separating what is actual physical and not. So on the left-hand side, we got Lady and the Tramp, we got Donald and Daisy, we got R2-D2, we got Chip and Dale, we got, oh gosh, I forget these guys' names, but the Lantern, Flounder and Sebastian, we got Timon and Pumbaa, Winnie the Pooh, and then the partner statue. So those are all physicals in the parks that you'll see. The ones that you won't see in the parks, to my knowledge, are Wally the pizza truck, Mickey's hat, the skateboard. We got Homer and Bart. Elsa, probably my favorite golden moment aside from the partner statue. We got Iron Man. The lamp. The lamp was also an awesome drop. Shout out to those who were with VeVe for that one. It was quite the surprise when they matched the mint numbers, which was awesome. We have the Avengers logo and then C-3PO. So these aren't park statues yet, but who knows? We could see them in the future. So we got Gravity John in the chat. Hello, hello. Backdoor says congratulations, Sven. Congrats on becoming a moderator. On having more responsibility. That's hilarious. One sec, let me take a drink of water here. Okay, so going back to, I want to say season 1, but I think this might be season 2. We have the Slimer and Ghost Trap. So these are interactive pieces, if you guys don't know. Put the Slimer close to the Ghost Trap. I don't actually know if they still do it, but they definitely did back then. They might have turned the feature off, but the Slimer gets sucked in to the Ghost Trap. So if you didn't know, now you do. Yeah, I appreciate that, Sven. Thanks again, man. Next up, we got the Gold Dragon Club. Now, and forgive me, you guys know I'm terrible with names. I can't remember their name off the top of my head, but there are members of the community who are running a private group who are actually providing an OMI staking utility for this collectible. So if you actually hold the collectible and you list it for 88,000 gems in the market, you will be given OMI every single month. I think that's how it works. Don't quote me on that, but they're definitely getting airdropped OMI from time to time. So yeah, shout out to those guys. Amazing offer for the community. It wasn't even something they needed to do, but they chose to do it. So I don't actually have one of these, but it's an awesome looking piece. And I saw these in Dan's home space, I think during the demo unveil, and they looked awesome. They were like little guards at his front door. They looked really good. I think he had the jade ones, the all green. Cogsworth and Lumineer, thank you. Yeah, that's like the least, I feel like, popular golden moments, but all of them now are kind of being brushed under the rug a little bit. All right, next up, going back to the rewind cards. So Amelia Earhart on the left-hand side and Cleopatra on the right, they dropped with the first Givenchy card. Okay, this was it wasn't even like a rewind only series. It was a rewind collective and Givenchy series. So it was Givenchy #1, these two cards, and then it was the rewind collective logo that dropped. And it wasn't a blind box either, actually. So I remember going for this, and I actually went for oh gosh, what did I go for? I went for Amelia Earhart. 999 cards, same edition size for Cleopatra. I think it's double that for the Pride piece, but I didn't think it was going to be as popular as it was. I thought these were going to be more popular, which I was proven wrong right away. But yeah, these were static cards at first, actually. So the images you guys see on screen was the exact image you saw all the time for the piece. They weren't animated. They didn't change. It was until Series 2, where they dropped Queen Elizabeth II. They dropped Harriet Tubman. They dropped Frida Kahlo. Those cards, all of which were animated, that they kind of updated these two and made them animated as well. So yeah, little backstory to these pieces, but I don't know about you guys. I was happy with the update because I held the card before it was animated, and then I held it after. I actually still have it. Yeah, I'm happy with the upgrade. I think the upgrade actually made the card look better, but we got C29 Rome in the chat. We got Choo Choo in the chat. What's going on, guys? Quality of the new Wolverine looks great. Yeah, we're going to talk about that later on, actually. I have yet to look at the piece in depth. I wanted to do it on stream, so glad to hear that. Sven says, would check the Wolverine drop 2 in this episode. Yep, there we go. All right, what do we got next? Homer and Bart, quick one. But if you guys didn't know, flip it upside down and you're going to see Matt Groening, who is the artist behind, I think, The Simpsons. Oh gosh, don't quote me on that. But he's related to the show. His signature's on the bottom, and it's the only golden moment that actually has one. So fun fact there. Wonder Woman, second most popular superhero in the world, which caught me by surprise. I don't know if this is still the case, but this wasn't that long ago. So she was ranked first in 14 countries, trailing way behind Spider-Man, ranking number 1 in 57. So yeah, make of that what you will. I don't know if that's still the case though, but Sagittarius says he likes this one the most. He or she, sorry. I mean the new Wolverine. VeVeVet in the chat. What up, everyone? We got Richard. Let's go. What up, Rich? And Sven, yes, we will check it out. Looks hot, hot, hot. I do like the design. It looks good. So I'm trying to drink water so my mouth isn't dry here, guys. We need to be careful what we say about X-Men. Richard is here. Yep. More specifically, Emma Frost, but moving on to Superman here, guys. Like many now on the platform, keeping in mind this was all the way back in episode 9, so at the time there was a lot less pieces that kind of fell into this category, but Superman has a physical collectible that it's modeled after. Newer pieces is going to be like the Assassin's Creed collectible that has a physical as well, but this physical collectible is quite rare to my knowledge. I think I've only seen 1 or 2 people in the community with one. I think VeVe has one. Might be wrong there, but it's an awesome looking piece. Another fun fact about the digital version, his arm's detached, but yeah, we'll save that one for another one. Walt Disney logo. So this dropped with the lantern. The D is modeled right after Disney's handwriting. So there you go. Hey, we got VeVe adding a fact to the show. Let's go. The first ever Marvel Comics dropped on the platform on the 19th of August, 2021. Just over 3 years ago now. Let's go. I'm going to add to that. If you guys were around for that drop, oh my lord, that was an opportunity. Dropped for 7 gems and didn't sell out right away. Those were the times where you could sit at the drop and just buy now, buy now, buy now, buy now. I remember going to the feed afterwards and seeing people being like, oh, I got 30 of them, got 20 of them. I'm like, what the heck is going on? I was new to comics at this point, right? Like I've never been involved in comics. That was the first comic I think I ever bought. And then I started going on like a little streak after that, making sure I got like every single one. But that was a fun time on the app when they introduced comics, and you started to see people stack in high numbers like that. What's even crazier actually too, now that I think about it, is you could pick up that comic for like 2 or 3 gems on the market afterwards as well. So, oh my lord. A little over 3 years ago. That's crazy. Appreciate you guys still sticking around. Okay, so what do we got next? Okay, short one. James Bond ticket. If you guys were around for this as well, you did actually get a James Bond and Disney ticket utility. Oh, okay. So the golden moments, if you guys ended up landing one of the golden moments on drop, that was the key. You ended up getting access to Disney Plus. Now, if I remember right, I think it was either a 3 or a 6 month subscription. And then at the very end of the series, when they dropped the partner statue, it was a year-long subscription if you got that on drop. So that was the ticket utility for that. And then when they dropped the James Bond ticket, this granted you, I think it was 7 entries. So you could use it 7 times for yourself or for 7 different or 6 other different people. But yeah, if you ended up getting one of these, then you can use it in any SIN mark across, I think it was US only. So Sagittarius says time goes by so fast. Yeah, holy. When we did our 200th episode not long ago, I was like, where did time go? Which is weird because I remember doing our 100th episode and I was like, you know, it feels like I did 100 episodes. And then all of a sudden we go from 100 to 200 and it feels like it was, you know, a month and a half, 2 months ago. It's crazy. We need the rest of the 007 drops. Yeah, there is a group of people waiting for those. We got Dutch Homie in the chat. Hey, fam. Let's go. All right, let's keep this going. Infinity Stones. Okay, I think the fun fact I said about these is you could just go inside of them, so we'll skip that. A little bit of a boring one. All right, Steamboat Willie and Mickey and the Band. So on the left-hand side, this is going to mark the first ever short film in black and white of Mickey Mouse, okay? It's also one of the first ever animated clips with synchronized audio. So Steamboat Willie as like an animated character is like a pioneer for the space, okay? Never forget that. Mickey and the Band, first ever colored short film of Mickey. So that was another big one for Disney as well. A little bit of a less notable short film, but still an important one. And yeah, I love these pieces so much. I'll always have one in my collection. All right, moving on to the Penguins. So back in, I want to say series 3 of black and white, he dropped with Harley Quinn. There was a misprint on the artist's name, and I believe it has been corrected since, but Brandon Bollard was the name that they had said as the artist with an R, and it's Brian Boland with an N. So that's since been corrected, but that was a little misprint that kind of happened back then. It makes me wonder why they didn't kind of fix the Joker, because I think the exclamation point is still on there, but they fixed this one. So I wonder if there was a reason for that. Had to do with maybe the metadata? I don't know. Backdoor says, yes, I'm collecting all collectibles from these 7 drops. Can't wait. I'm thinking about getting some extra secret rare 007 series. Sven says, yeah, I love James Bond. I actually just watched the newer movie the other day. All right, what's next? All right, one sec. Another drink. Okay, so we got Sam Wilson, first African-American character on the platform, I think, out of everything, not just out of Mighty's. If you guys are interested in that. Storm was the first African-American female in Marvel Comics ever. If you guys didn't know that, I think these are just smaller facts I added at the end here. We have the first artwork ever on VeVe, and fun fact about this last one as well, the last one was an airdrop. So it wasn't actually originally part of the series. This is actually before I even got on the app, so I might butcher this, but from what I understand, there was an issue with payment. So I think some people got like overcharged or something like that when they went for the drop, and then they ended up getting refunded and they got this as compensation. So that's where this piece comes from. That might not be the exact reason, but something definitely happened with the drop. We got Mr. Champ in the chat, here for the alpha. Let's go. Let's go. That's a big whale in the community, guys. Gravity John says, would love more Cartoon Network. Yes. I'm with you on that, man. Cartoon Network, and you know what I also think of when I hear that name is Looney Tunes. I would love to see Looney Tunes on VeVe. That would be awesome. Tweety Bird and all that. Tasmanian Devil. All right, what do we got next? First artist on VeVe, Todd McFarlane. Yep, Todd Batman, first piece to drop. And what's awesome about this too is, if people didn't know this, Todd actually confirmed. I don't know if it was Todd himself or just the company page, but McFarlane Digital did confirm that the first appearance of Batman is on VeVe, and it's this one right here. So Sven says the Penguin was fixed, the Joker not. He also says the Frank Miller Joker is missing a cigarette in his hand. Yes, that is a fact in a later episode that we're going to cover as well. There are several collectibles on the platform that are missing little details like that. Death is going to be another one with her syringe. But yeah, I don't think we've ever gotten like an actual answer from VeVe on that. I don't know why that is, but yeah, little tweaks made here and there. So first vehicle on VeVe was the DeLorean. Throw back to this as well. It did drop with the drivability feature, and then that feature got turned off. And then the drivability feature, I think, got re-enabled back. I want to say when the 007 DB5 dropped, which was a little while ago, but still one of my favorite vehicles on the platform, I gotta say. And the first Marvel / Disney collectible. So I say Disney because Disney owns Marvel. And this is technically, well, this series dropped before the Golden Moments. So the Golden Moments was Disney's first ever series on the platform with their like actual branding and everything. And Elsa was the first. I think that's actually the next. Yeah, it's the next one. But this is going to be the first Marvel series to drop on VeVe. And Spider-Man being the first appearance of Spider-Man. So that's that. Elsa was the first Disney branded collectible on the platform. So Elsa has that Walt Disney logo attached to this piece. And the first piece to drop in the series was the Homer and Bart, but that Homer and Bart has, I want to say 20th Century. It's 20th Century, I think, right? Anyways, it's not Walt Disney. 20th Century got bought out by Disney. Or is it Fox Network? Something like that. But it's not Disney. Day of the Dead first postage stamp series on VeVe as well. Backed by UPS. Showroom Showdown. Wow, that brings me back. Holy. All right, so that's the first episode. Okay. So let's head over to
What's going on, people? Welcome back to
the second episode here. We got the Pixar pizza truck. Oh, this is a good one. This is bringing back memories for me. I forgot about some of these. Do you guys know about this one? But the Pixar truck is a truck that you're going to see as an Easter egg. It's hidden in every single Pixar film. So it's in Toy Story, it's in Up, it's in The Incredibles, it's in Cars, Ratatouille, Monsters, Inc. Going all the way back to A Bug's Life. I did not notice that the first time. But yeah, somewhere in the film, you will see this hidden in the background or incorporated in some way. So in Toy Story, if you guys remember the Pizza Planet with the aliens and like the game machine and everything, you have one of the trucks parked up at the gas station outside the Pizza Planet. Or sorry, not the gas station. Or maybe it is the gas station, but it's one of the delivery trucks. So. Storm has a clothing glitch. Wow, I was picky back in the day. Damn, I included this. Her clothing goes through her leg a little bit. But you'll see this in gaming all the time. Yeah, her clothing goes through her leg here. You see that all the time. we go. Moving on. Elsa, you guys remember this one? Okay. I still don't know if I believe the team on this one. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. If you flip Elsa upside down, you see a pen on her shoe, or at least something that looks like a pen. The team did respond to this and said that it had to do something with the render for the collectible. Something just got screwed up. It looks like a calligraphy pen though. And then a lot of people were speculating that it had to do with Disney. Like, oh my God, it's Disney's personal calligraphy pen. They attached some sort of Easter egg to Elsa. It's apparently, it has nothing to do with any of that. But hey, it's fun to speculate from time to time. But yeah, it does look, I don't know. It looks like it was put there on purpose. Sven says, Elsa Golden Moment, iconic piece on VeVe. Yeah, still one of my favorite pieces in my collection. The detail on her is amazing. Ooh. What was this one? Oh, right. All right, another drink of water. If you guys are enjoying the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up button. Goes a long way. All right, so we got a first appearance mix-up of Captain America. So when they dropped his character, his first appearance was the right one. So they dropped 5 in the series, and then had the first appearance tag. They later dropped Steve Rogers as part of the first Marvel Mighties series. However, when they unveiled it, this one also had the first appearance tag. So a lot of people went to social media and was like, wait a second, like, why do we have 2 different statues of Captain America that have the same tag? So the team ended up putting out a tweet. They said, yeah, you're right. They took the tag off of this one, and then sorry, what am I saying? It's the other way around. It's the other way around. This one has the first appearance tag. This one dropped first. Then this one dropped afterwards, had the tag on it. People were like, no, you got to take that off, and VeVe took it off. Sorry. Not trying to confuse people, but yeah. At first, the point is that at first both of them had the tag. Now only this one does. Yeah. Winner. Call of Cthulhu. All right, so this is a cool one. So if you guys have noticed, there is Call of Cthulhu on VeVe. They have 3 collectibles, but they have yet to drop anything else. And this is because at least we haven't heard anything since this news came out. But the news that I'm referring to here was Call of Cthulhu kind of pulling back from VeVe. So they ended up walking away. And the reasoning behind this was in the peak of all of the NFT kind of scams and all of the kind of, I guess, backlash, you can say, towards NFTs, all the negative news. Call of Cthulhu came out and said, hey, you know, our fan base wasn't exactly too happy with our decision to release NFTs because, you know, the average person looks at NFTs and goes, oh, they're 2D, you know, PNGs, right? They didn't understand that VeVe's dropping 3D collectibles that you can put into AR and all this, right? They pretty much said, hey, we don't want to piss off our audience, so we're gonna keep the collectibles that we dropped already, right? They didn't actually say that, but that's what they ended up doing. And they pulled back. And then they said, hey, we're gonna keep an eye on the space, but right now we're not gonna make any further kind of steps forward, if that makes sense. So that's why we haven't seen any more collectibles dropped by them. But yeah, it's a game. Call of Cthulhu is a game, if you guys aren't familiar with it. So there was also a lot of speculation around the book in that series. People were like, they're going to do something with that in the future because the book opens up and everything. So, but yeah. Oh, this is the tweet right here. Huh. The publisher of popular tabletop role-playing game Call of Cthulhu has suspended plans to release additional NFTs as a response to criticism from their decision to license NFTs for use on the VeVe platform. So we haven't heard anything since, but MC number 1, VeVe actually already added this one in the chat, so we're gonna skip this one. Shout out to you guys. We got more collectibles modeled after physicals here. So the Todd, of course, this is a well-known one in the community. What's also kind of funny is, there's no way to kind of confirm this, but I almost feel like the VeVe community upped the price of the physical a little bit, because there was a time in our community when a lot of people were stacking the physicals. Like Foster has a background with like 4 or 5 of the blue ones, and then he has a bunch of the black ones as well. I know that there's people in the community that have a dozen plus of these things. So the physical, I think I did a video on this. It was around, it's like 250 or 300 or something like that for a first appearance. And then it ended up going up to like 500 or 600, I want to say. These things are always moving up and down, but yeah, if you guys didn't know, you can pair the digital with the physical. Do that with the Superman as well. Another black and white Batman, Catwoman. Cool fact about this one, the handle on the vault is actually the wrong way. So the physical, the handle is sideways at the top left. Goes this way. It's horizontal. Landscape. It's not vertical. Again, I don't know why that change was made, or if the artist even noticed, but that's that. You have the battle statue with Superman and the Flash. Battle statue with Batman and Killer Croc. And then you also have physicals. You have physicals of all the Batman black and whites. What am I saying? So, 2 more examples here. Oh yeah, I also pointed this out. So there you go. Here's the physical. Handle is horizontal. And then the digital has a vertical one. It's so weird to me. Like, I don't know. Because I know for a fact that VeVe gets some of these models from the licensors. They don't build them from scratch all the time. I know for the Assassin's Creed one, they got models sent to them from Ubisoft. They had to dig them out of their archives because the digital collectible that they released for Assassin's Creed, that's modeled after a physical one that was dropped during the launch of the game. So they just took those 3D files and said, hey, if you're going to do a digital one, here you go. And then they just kind of made the tweaks where they needed to. I wonder if maybe it's something like this as well. But even if that's the case, I don't know why they would take the handle and just like turn it. I don't know. Or maybe it's like an older file. But either way. Showroom Easter egg. Shout out to all the OGs. You guys definitely know this one. But if you don't, you guys can go right here on the balcony. And there is there's a break in the invisible barrier. So you can walk through it. And then that is how you get outside of the vault space. I think I put a little video in here. Right there, walk through. And you're now out. There you go. Now, that was done intentionally, okay? The team put that in there as like a, well, little Easter egg, right? Just an additional way to kind of interact with the space. So, I do like to see stuff like that. It's not a bug or anything. Double branded NFTs. Okay, so this is a cool one as well. So on the left-hand side, we have a 007 James Bond poster with 2 brands on it, okay? So you have the No Time to Die 007 branding. And then, do I have a, yeah. You have the, I think it's Walter, or no, what does that say? Can't remember exactly what it says, but it's the gun company, okay? And when you release a piece like this, you need to have permission from both of those companies in order to release this. It's the same thing with the hoverboard. So you have the Back to the Future branding, or the license that you would need to drop the hoverboard, and then you have the Mattel logo on it, okay? So there are versions of this hoverboard out there without the Mattel logo on it, okay? But as you guys can see, VeVe got permission to drop it with the logo. There you go. Going all the way back to Ito. Oh wait, it's a good question. Gravity John, you get 1 Fortnite skin that gets released on VeVe, what would it be? Black Knight? Oh, you're asking if there's one Fortnite skin that gets released. The one that just got released, my friend. Black Panther. Shuri. It's the only other Black Panther you can get, right? Besides T'Challa, but lucky for me, I've been playing the game for like 4.5 months now, and I have both the skins already, so I got everything I need. I'm happy. Any more of the Spider-Man skins I'd like as well, though. But those are hard to get, so. Ito. Okay, so. Okay. This one makes me laugh because if you guys were with the platform going all the way back to Season 1, which is when the first Ultraman series dropped of the 3D collectibles, not the art, sorry, the actual, like, figurine collection. Ito was promoted in that series, or as you guys would know, is part of that series, but didn't drop with the first 3. Okay, so if you go to Series 1 Ultraman, you'll see all 4 in the series right now. You'll see the common, the uncommon, the rare, which is the Ultraman Ace, and then you'll see this as the ultra rare in the set, right? For the longest time, though, Ito had this cloak on him saying dropping soon, and there was no drop date. Whatever that reason was, I have no idea. There was some speculation around like actual licensing agreements behind the character, because Ultraman has like all of this like legal stuff going on in Japan and Asia with the brand, and it's like, from what I understand, they've been dealing with a lot of like legal stuff around the brand for like several years. So I don't know if that's what this had to do with that, but yeah, for the longest time this collectible was promoted. We didn't know what it would look like. We didn't know when it was going to drop. And I always remember seeing people on social media being like, when Ito? And yeah, he's finally dropped. He looks awesome too, by the way. So yeah, fun little story about that. So we got Rebel Duck in the chat. Let's go. Welcome. What else we got here? Oh, I forgot about this one. Okay. So I'm trying to remember who said this. I think it was David, someone on the team for sure. But in an interview, they had mentioned how museums are buying up some of the Rewind Collective cards and Givenchy Pride. You know who it was? It was Amir Singh. It wasn't David. It was Amir Singh, who's a big backer behind Rewind. Controversial guy now, so I don't exactly know what to think of that. But apparently, according to him, museums were buying up some of these cards, which is always a good sign for the future. But it was confirmed that I think it was a museum out of Chicago was one. It was another place in the States, Miami or something like that probably, and then someplace in Europe. So that's cool. Hey, we got Hanano in the chat. What's going on, man? Hope you're doing well. Say what's up to D for me. Museums collect history. My editing's gotten way better since these videos, guys. I'm like cringing looking at some of this. All right, so that's the second video. Let me pull up the third one here. If it'll let me. There we go. I haven't done this artwork in a little while. I was creating some for like a gallery in the VeVeVerse, so I didn't want to show any of it, but it's a little overdue now. Okay, so oldest brands by founding year. At the time, it was DC, then Warner Brothers, Disney, and Universal. I don't know if it's the same now. When was this video posted? Yeah. January 3rd, 2023. So not crazy long ago, but... Okay. Oh. Here's another one I forgot about. some more facts about Marvel Comics. So it was released back in 1939. First ever Marvel comic. It was Marvel's first comic that started it all, but the comic franchise has now been running for more than 80 years, and it was originally released under the brand name of Timely Comics. So I think I had a timeline here. Yeah. So Marvel Comics originally started as Timely Comics. They then switched to Atlas Comics, and then eventually Marvel Comics. So MC #1 released under the Timely Comics brand name when it was first released. So that's cool. An unnecessary detail on Elsa. Okay, so this one I have a correction for now because I've learned something since, but I know what I'm talking about here. If you zoom in to her collectible, you can see like teeth in her mouth, even though her mouth is closed. You can see toes in her shoes, even though her shoes are closed. That just has to do with like the sculpting process of the person who actually makes the collectible, because it comes down to like, well, I mean, understanding the human body, right? How it's all structured and everything. So in order to get the proper facial structure, they build it inside out. So they do all of the stuff in the mouth that helps form the jaw, and then that helps form the rest of the mouth with the cheek and the jawline and all that. So at first I was kind of talking about this being like, oh, it's some unnecessary detail, but I've since learned that that's how these things are made. So average user age on the platform, at the time it was between 35 and 50. I think I circled 35 and 45 or something like that, David had said, but that could have changed now. So this is kind of irrelevant. I would love to know what that number is though, because I saw a live stream that Randy was doing with Mr. MC1, and somebody was asking how to get like the younger generations involved, and he was saying how his son's like 24 or 28 or something like that. And he's like, oh yeah, my daughter and my son won't look twice at this stuff. I'm in that bracket, so I'm like, we're already here. So I'd be really curious to know just how many of the younger kind of generations are involved. I wouldn't be surprised if like 18-year-olds are in the community, so I would love to get an updated number on that. Hey, we got Master Ronnie. Hey, dude, I just got a DM from Backdoor showing me the track that you guys made. I think I saw your name in there. Dude, amazing. Amazing song. It was well, I don't want to spoil it, because from my understanding you guys haven't dropped it yet, or maybe you have, but he said something about how you were going to do some unveiling or launch at Mr. MC's party. But yeah, man, that song is awesome. Keep up the great work. Richard says Timely Comics had a bunch of different comic series. Which Marvel comic was just one of the bunch? They did Western, romance, etc. I thought the guy spelled Electra. I'm reading too many of Fro's tweets. When superhero comics became popular again, DC did that. Cool to know. Cool to know. And cool to know that I wasn't wrong. Master Ronnie says, we are part of the secret mighty group, and we own a mighty lounge in the VeVeVerse. Well, not so secret anymore. Not so secret anymore. I'm gonna come and raid that lounge now. Richard says Martin Goodman rebranded it to Marvel Comics. Awesome. Appreciate that, Richard. What do we got here? Oh, yes. Shout out to all the Irish fans. Small little detail on the partner statue. An Irish Clawdo ring. So, if you guys didn't know, he wasn't Irish to my knowledge, but they went on a trip to Ireland, him and his wife. And during this trip, he was given the ring from his wife. And apparently, he never took the ring off after that trip. He was always seen wearing the ring. And traditionally, these rings are kind of shown or worn to kind of show your status in a relationship. So you wear it one way to show that you're taken. You wear it another way to show that you're single. From my understanding, Walt wore it the way that would symbolize he's single, which apparently he didn't care about, nor did his wife. But yeah, that was something that he kind of kept on his person at all times after that trip. And I think I have an angle of it here. Right there. There's the ring. Ronnie says you can spoil it. Let's go. I'm gonna have to play that for the stream later on then. You guys said you're going to perform it live at Sanjay's VeVe party in New York. Oh, you guys are performing it live. Oh, let's go. Okay. I missed that part. Backdoor says we can wait. So I don't know if I can promote it. I don't know if I can spoil it. We can wait. That's funny. What's next? Coca-Cola effect. Ah, yes. Okay, I'm jogging a lot of memories now. So I don't know if this actually still works, but if it does, that'd be cool. If you guys put the Coca-Cola ball close to any of the golden moments, any of them, it gives off this weird effect. It's like this, well, I don't even know how to describe it. Like a weird reflection. I don't know, but you can see from the base, you got all the lines. But yeah, test it out for yourself if you guys got some golden moments in this piece here. Just put it right up close, and it's like the texture of the collectible completely changes, so kind of cool. All right, next up we got the Abraham Lincoln stamp. Okay, so according to David, I remember he said this in an interview, this stamp is considered by many stamp collectors to be the world's first mourning stamp, and that's because it was made after the assassination of President Lincoln. So it was issued in 1866, and it was first issued for 15 cents. Let me know, by the way, guys, if the audio's okay. Shouldn't be too bad. Here's a cool one. Oh man. This just puts a big smile on my face because I think of the days where it's like there's no wait list. You're, you know, a foot away from your phone, your face is pressed into the screen, and you're just tapping the screen like crazy trying to hit that buy now button. But if you guys didn't know this, reduce the font size on your phone, and when you click the market, like the listing of a collectible in the market, instead of you having to click on the collectible and then scroll to see the buy now button, you can click on the collectible and you'll see the buy now button appear at the bottom of your screen right away. So it saves you that extra second of having to scroll and then pick it up, so you can try and get that listing a little bit quicker. If you're trying to, you know, snipe a particular mint number, or try to pick up something, you know, right after a drop where there's just a lot of action in the market. This was a really, really cool feature. I remember when somebody found it out, it was kind of going around social media. I haven't seen it talked about since though, so if you guys didn't know, now you do. But I think I have a little video to show you guys exactly what I mean here, so check this out. So this is the standard size. So I click on the listing, right? And I have to scroll to see the buy now button. So now what I do is I reduce my font size on my phone. I click on the listing and boom, buy now button's right there. There's that alpha for you, Mr. Champ. Although I know for sure he knows that. Mint number 41 is actually mint number 1. Not so much anymore. But this was back in the day when they were holding pretty much 41 mints for all the drops. So if you ended up getting number 41, that was kind of like the first public mint. It's not the same anymore, so we're gonna skip past that. Jim Lee Batman statue. So this actual statue stands as a bronze statue in Burbank, California. And that's the current home of DC Comics. So I think I have a photo of it here. Right outside the headquarters. Same exact collectible too. Largest file size. Yeah, I butchered that one. I was wrong on that. Avengers Tower real world location. Okay, so if you guys didn't know, the Avengers Tower in the Avengers movie, makes sense. It is located in Broadway in New York, occupying the space where the Condé Nast building stands. So I have, I think, some photos to show that. Yeah, that building right there. There we go. Floating rock formation. Okay. So this was back after the VeVeVerse demo got unveiled. I was speculating, because we saw floating rocks around the home space, that this kind of represents space we can build in. So at first the talk was, well, really only around the home space. So it was like, okay, this is going to be your designated area. You can kind of build and customize how you want within this area, but that's the starting kind of point. Since then, we've seen videos like this now showing rocks in areas outside of just the home that he was walking in, which suggests that you can build there. But then we've also seen the Gothic City trailer from Tales, which shows an entirely different space. So what that suggests is that you can open up a space and kind of build what you want in that. And all of this kind of clouds, all of these clouds in the background are part of that world that you can build whatever you want in. So that's probably just a picture. That's not a rock. No, so this is from the actual it's from the actual demo unveil. So in Anaheim, when Dan was walking around his home space, this was floating around in the background. There's actually something up on top of the rock. There's something gold they placed there as well. I don't think anybody ever figured out what it was, but yeah, no, these are definitely rocks, I think. Unless you're talking about something else, but oh yeah, here. See? What is that? I still can't tell what that is. If it's a gold dragon, like, I thought, oh, you know what? Oh, it is a gold dragon. Ha! It is a gold dragon. Here's the tail, wing, and then you have the same body formation. It's facing the same angle as well. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know what it is. Okay, cool. My bad, man. Got confused with something else then. There you go, with the fish floating around. What else we got? Floating rock formations in the VeVeVerse unveiling, potential building blocks for your home space. Ah, yes. All right, so back in the day, there was a talk from, it was David that actually brought this up. They were planning, I don't know if they still are, but they were planning on dropping a blue V, a white V, a blue E, and a white E. So you can collect all four and spell the logo, and then in this kind of demo, you can see the blue V up here spinning around. I don't know if they're ever going to drop it, but... Sven says, ooh, look, there were indeed fish in the VeVeVerse already. Dude, did you not see the unveiling? This is a really old video. But I think that is it for this episode. Yep. So we'll go to part 4. Lowest mint by brand, irrelevant now. It's definitely lower mints. Big Bang Theory. Now we got different branding. It's a newer video. This was posted March 23rd, 2023. Okay, so the battle statue, Batman and Killer Croc. This is one example. I think there's actually a few, but this is the one that comes to mind of collectibles that you see appear in the show Big Bang Theory, which, if you guys didn't know, is my favorite show. I still to this day watch it. I actually had it playing before I started the live stream. But Big Bang Theory is, yeah, it's a show of pretty much a group of nerds who visit a comic book store. That's not the whole plot, but you guys, you know, that happens in the show. And then that comic book shop that they visit in real life is a actual shop that does sales on the day-to-day. They just kind of hire out the shop when they need to film episodes. And you can see this collectible in the background. So... these are just examples of other collectibles that you see. But where was it? Here. Right there. Batman and Killer Croc on the shelf. There you are. Instagram finds on David's Instagram. So these aren't really facts, I guess. Kind of more speculation, but there's a ton of cause on his Instagram. He's posted that a bunch before. We know he's a fan of that. I would not be surprised if cause drops on the platform in the future. This is some of the other Banksy collectibles. This was before Banksy got announced, though. So now that like his pieces via brandalized are coming to the platform. These are other ones that we could potentially see in the future that he's already selling in his physical shop in New Zealand. That's at Vagabond. This is the Batmobile. So we've seen it in the vault right here. Couple other things with this photo. I don't think these Crypticans have dropped yet. I don't think so. I don't recognize this one. So those are going to be future collectibles. We got a photo of the Batmobile on his actual Instagram feed. In AR, you're opening it up. I gotta say, it's a little disappointing knowing that McFarlane got the first appearance of that, but it'll still be nice to see it. I talked about SpaceX here. This is more Ron English stuff. So we have the Teletubbies with, I guess, Ron's interpretation. Some sort of face on there. We got Bear Bricks, which is something we've also seen David post a lot about. I'd love to see these on VeVe. They have a huge collector's market. They've collaborated with a bunch of brands as well. More Banksy pieces. This is a cool one. So Marvel Comics #1 and Marvel's #1 share the exact same cover pretty much. So if you guys have noticed, you have your Human Torch, Flaming Man on the left, and then you have the guy in green on the right. Now, the only difference between the left and the right is on the left, you had the guy in green kind of going after the Human Torch, whereas in this one, you have him running away. It's almost like he's kind of getting revenge in this cover. So, cool little backstory with that. Oh, sorry, guys. My chat froze on me for a sec there. I didn't even realize that. I gotta catch up here. Spence says, ooh, look at that V. VeVe Wheels, let's go. Welcome. Master Ronnie says, yeah, that's VeVeVerse more or less. That's the quality. Yeah, that's what we expect. Master Ronnie, are you a beta tester? Yeah, he's in the beta. VeVe Wheels says, I really love Big Bang Theory and I never saw the statue. Yeah, you see it pop up a few times in the series. It's the older seasons though. So like seasons 1 through probably like 4 or 5. I don't think I've seen any of the collectibles and newer ones, but still wouldn't be surprised. Oswald. If you guys didn't know this one, Oswald came before Mickey. So I've explained this story in the past. I did butcher it before, so I might do it again here, but it was something along the lines of Disney had a working relationship with the founder of Universal, and pretty much the founder of Universal gypped Walt, took the rights from him, so that Universal could use Oswald as opposed to Walt, who had actually created the character, with the help of the founder from Universal. But yeah, that was the reason why Oswald had the copyright on him for 95 years and Disney couldn't use him. And then when the copyright expired, you all of a sudden start to see Disney using the character. So that's kind of how all that transpired. Oswald is now in public domain. It's not protected anymore. Yeah. Oswald was technically Walt Disney's first ever character creation that kind of gained traction. And then because Oswald got taken away, that was actually the reason that Mickey was created. So if that never happened, I don't know if Mickey would be around. What was this one? WALL-E was designed by Apple Senior Vice President of Industrial Design, Jonathan Ive, who also designed iPods and iPhones. No idea why I put that in the episode. It has nothing to do with the collectible. But moving on. Walt Disney's voice. Walt Disney was the original voice of Mickey Mouse. He was also the original voice of Minnie for roughly a year and a half before someone else took over. Okay, here we go. Let me get another sip of water. How you guys enjoying the stream? If you are, make sure to hit the thumbs up button. Viva la VeVe. I don't know if you're watching, bro, but absolutely, I just got your message. Where VeVe was founded. Okay, so this was according to, I think, David again. David and Dan founded VeVe while living in Taiwan. David is from New Zealand, Dan's from Australia. And then I think, if I remember correctly, Dan was kind of traveling around the world. David was doing his thing. David reached out to Dan to kind of catch up. They met in, I think it was Taipei, where they kind of talked business ideas. The idea of VeVe came up, and this was during the peak of all of the crypto and NFT stuff, or at least kind of moving into it. 2017-ish, or sorry, not 2017, 2015, I think is when they started talking about it. But they talked about how they wanted to kind of move into that space, and that's where it kind of all started, I guess. But yeah, they founded VeVe officially when they were living in Taiwan. Let's go. 4-color comics. These are some Disney comics on the platform. I love the Disney comics. I gotta say, like, anytime we see like a how do I put it? Like any kind of variety with the comics outside of Marvel, I love to see it. Like the Tarzan comics offers a little bit of a different art style. If you want something like that, awesome. Shout out to Double Quill. We got the Disney comics, and then now we're starting to see some of these smaller independent publishers, 24/7 Comics. We got the Evermind. We have the oh gosh, what's the newer one called? But Zero Ghosts #1, I think. And then we also have the Addiction series. So yeah, I love to see more options with comics on the platform. Anything. I don't really know much about them, but anything is awesome to see. But yeah, with the 4-color comics, guys. These are called 4-color because back in the day, colors used to print the comics were primarily cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. And that's because of restrictions with actual printers. So the first 25 issues between 1939 and 1942 are known as Series 1 because they were printed using these colors. So, yeah. We got Master V in the chat. Let's go. Hope you're doing well. Absolutely crushing it in terms of quality of presentation. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so, so much. Patrick Hughes is up next. So I don't know about you guys, but Patrick Hughes is probably one of my favorite artists on all of VeVe. I found out about him. It was a name that I had heard of before VeVe. But I wasn't too familiar with his art, and I'm so happy that VeVe kind of introduced me to him because my lord is this guy's art unique. He has the retrospective art, that's what it's called, but where the art actually kind of changes perspective based on what angle you're looking at. He just did a recent drop with El Monex where it's like a shark in a tank. It looks really cool, but yeah, this guy's art is phenomenal. And every single piece that he's dropped on the platform, if you turn it around, has his signature on the back. So I remember when I made this video, I think I compared his signature on the back of the Venice piece to his like actual handwritten signature in real life, and it's an identical match. So although Patrick Hughes didn't go and sign every single one of them, you do have his signature on the back of his pieces, which is nice. So let's go. Hey, Mr. V, join as a member. Appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Always doing awesome interviews with Will, so. I think that's everything with this. Radiator Springs. Okay, so this is a cool one too. So this is the secret rare in the concept art collection. This is going to be a picture of just Radiator Springs, nothing else on the platform, nothing else on the picture. But the background of the photo will show mountain ridges, and each of those ridges are supposed to represent the tail end of an older Cadillac. I can't remember the actual time period. It's like 60s or 50s or something like that. But yeah, nice little Easter egg there. Wakanda poster. This is funny. This was posted March 23rd, 2023. I think this has not changed at all. But this poster was part of a promo code redemption. I believe it was for a movie. And I think it was for a movie. Black Panther #2. That would make sense, I think, right? Yeah. But anyways, roughly 100 got redeemed. So there was like 11 or 1200 total. And I believe the number is still really close to that 100 mark. So it is a really scarce collectible on the platform. And if VeVe does ever end up kind of burning the remaining editions, this will be, I don't know if it's the scarcest, but one of the scarcest collectibles belonging to Marvel on VeVe now. It wouldn't be the scarcest actually, because we got like 88s of some pieces now, but it's definitely up there. What else we got? Young Avengers #1. Actually, I shout out to MC because I think I got this one from him back in the day. But the Young Avengers #1 comic, it's going to be the first appearance of Hulkling and Wiccan. But it also shows the first ever appearance of Kang the Conqueror before his, like, I guess, proper first appearance. or the one that gets talked about a lot. So yeah, he makes an early appearance in this book. You open it up, you'll see his face. Oswald copyright, we already talked about that. How David met Dan. Okay, so adding on to I guess the story of the relationship between David and Dan. Dan comes from the media side of things. So I did a video way back kind of diving into the backgrounds of all the different team members. We had Reese, David, Dan, we had Alex. Pretty much Dan, I think he came from cannabis. He was in the marijuana industry, media, dealt with like websites and stuff like that. And David had hired Dan to create his website for one of his businesses. He just said hired him for his website. I don't know what business. I would assume it's Vagabond. Oh no, something else happened. What was it? Evolve gifted a membership to Mr. V. Yeah, let's go, man. All right. What is happening in the chat right now? I missed that. I'm missing some stuff here. I'll get back to that in one sec, guys. I just didn't want to lose my train of thought. What do we got here? Oh, another alert. I gotta get used to that, dude. That's gonna... If I'm mid-sentence and that goes off, I'm like, what's going on? Onyx, dude, thank you so much for joining as a member, man. Appreciate that. I think I said everything here. But yeah, Dan, VeVe, so many fun facts. Much more to come in the future, too. Let's go, dude. Let's go. I'm so happy you guys are still here. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Another new member, Sven. Dude, what are you doing? What is going on? Sven, man, thank you. Sven, fun fact about Sven, guys. We're talking about facts. Sven was actually the 1,000th subscriber on the channel. Number 1,000 on the dot. So, it's funny. But yeah, that's that with this one. Sesame Street funds. I can't remember if they do this for every single Sesame Street drop. I think they do. But for the first one, for sure, Sesame Street. What the freak is going on, dude? Tucson, thank you. Another member. What was that? 4 in like 10 minutes? Not even? Thank you, guys. Wow. With the Sesame Street drops, when it came to Cookie Monster, they dropped the collectible and all of the... Or, sorry, not all of the funds, but I think a portion of the funds went to the charity. So Collectibles help... Sesame Street Collectibles help fund its mission-driven work to help children everywhere grow smarter, stronger, and kinder while giving a long-time adult fan... Dude, I can't concentrate. A long-time adult fans a new way to showcase their love for the brand. I'm not complaining, though. Jess the Frog, dude, thank you so much. Hey, another Canadian in the house. Let's go. Shout out to Jess the Frog, by the way, guys. That's another content creator in the community as well. He's based in Montreal, Canada, I think. So if you guys haven't checked out his content, correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, dude, but I think you do English and French content. So, what the... These are the moments where I need a face cam. Wop, dude. I'm at a loss for words. I really don't even know what to say right now. The VeVe community is something else, man. Wow. Wow. Thank you. I hope those words weigh enough, guys, truly. Sesame Street. Star Wars concept art next. All right. Jesus, it's not stopping. Don, dude, thank you. Don who wins. Sven says just take a break, Josh, and enjoy the giveaways from Mr. V and Backdoor. Backdoor gifted one. Oh, I completely missed that, guys. Sorry. Backdoor's gifted memberships. We got PH Dong gifted memberships. Oh, what the heck, guys? Wow. Thank you. Wow. You know, I gotta say, jeez, it's still going. Matt, dude, thank you. It's I'm really grateful for what's happening right now, but for a channel that has the amount of subs that we do, very, very small channel, stuff like this doesn't typically happen. So seriously, guys, thank you so much. That just shows you the power of the community, because like, wow. Star Wars concept art. Did we even talk about this? I'm losing my train of thought for a sec. No, we didn't. Okay, so there's more than just this piece now, but if you guys didn't know, Disney isn't the only one on the platform with concept art. Evolved, dude. Jeez. Oh, thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Evolve, man, I hope your day is going well. Are you still at work, dude? It's like 1 p.m. where you are. If you are, man, I hope you're enjoying the stream. But yeah, so on the right hand side on screen is going to be an example of one of Star Wars concept arts. I'm a huge fan of anything that's concept, so I don't have all the concept art on VeVe, but like the Finding Nemo, the Cars, some of the Frozen concept art, I absolutely freaking love those pieces. They're always going to hold like a special place in my heart. I'm always going to have one in my collection. I can't wait to put the spotlights on them in the VeVeVerse as well, so that's going to be just incredible. Backdoor, dude, what are you doing? 6 membership giveaways? 10 from Mr. V? What the heck? If I'm quiet, guys, it's because my hand's on my mouth for a sec. Did Gary Allen also gift one? VeVeVerse was gifted a membership. Gary Allen was gifted a membership. Let's go, dude. Backdoor, I'm gonna reach out to you after this. Same with you, Mr. V. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Backdoor, by the way, he's been a long-time supporter of the channel. Long-time member of the channel as well, actually. The guy's an absolute gem. He was the one who sent me the DM earlier with the song. So, yeah, thank you so much. Let's go, guys. Let's go. What else we got here? Lambo. So the Lambo Evo STO, I think it was, the Huracan STO. This was the first collectible in VeVe with VeVe branding on the collectible. So if you ended up getting the 2 highest rarities, the ultra rare or the secret rare, the red or the green one, you turn that bad boy around, you're gonna see the VeVe logo on the license plate, I think it is. Yeah. So that's cool. And then shortly after that, the second collectible was Frank Kozik's, forget the name of them, but they're like the robotic bunnies that have like the rockets on their shoulder. The secret rare, the airdropped version for that set had the logo on the shoulder as well. So that is going to be that for this one. On to the next series set. Oh my lord, oh my lord. Guys, I don't know what to say, man. Slider. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't know where you guys are watching from, but wherever you guys are, whether it's morning, afternoon, or night, thank you guys for tuning in. I tried to do it at 3 p.m. on a Friday. I feel like that kind of hit some people in Europe while some people are kind of wrapping up their Fridays over here. I know people... I work with construction companies, so a lot of my clients, their crews are kind of either done at noon or they just don't even work on Fridays. So hopefully the timing kind of helped. But 6 unreleased collectibles. Here we go. We're going back to that screenshot for a sec. Okay, so what just happened again? Pasternak, dude. Thank you, Pasternak. Shout out to you as well. That guy is always like the first comment on the channel. I'll post a video and I'll have a notification on the video 30 seconds after, and it's him saying first comment. But yeah, so we got some more unreleased collectibles here. If you guys can tell, if I scale this up, you're not going to see it, but it'll cut off because of the chat. Digital toys with Tommy. Thank you so much. What is going on? Bottom right, that collectible, which, oh gosh, I forget the name of the brand. It's a popular one too. Has not dropped yet. This girl. I think I also mentioned something about the quality. You can't really see because it's scaled out, but the quality of these collectibles, like the display photos, look sharper than what's on the app right now. I don't know why, but... Okay, so I highlighted all of the collectibles we have yet to see. Digital Verse, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't thank you guys enough. I mean, Sven, talk about saying the same thing over again. Gosh, dude, I don't know what else to say. But yeah, the collectible in the bottom right, that's just one example. We have the Batmobile in the back there. We have the Cryptkins. I think these are Cryptikins on the left-hand side. This painting in the back right too. I know it's really hard to see, but this piece has not dropped yet. This one in the back left, this picture frame, Gary, dude, thank you guys. Wow. This picture frame in the top left, this piece, fun fact about that, it's actually Matt Gondek's artwork, and the community figured out what piece that was before it even dropped on the platform. So I remember Matt Gondek putting a tweet out being like, our community is like next to none. He was so surprised that people had figured out which piece it was, and it's the deconstructive artwork of the I'm gonna butcher it, but it's the first ever piece he dropped on the platform. It dropped for like 150 gems or something like that. It was an expensive piece. VeVe Wheels, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Scared I'm gonna miss someone here. Wow, you guys are blowing me away right now. I think that's everything in this screenshot. Yes. Oh. The Monster Hunter piece too. This is on the platform now, but before, because the Monster Hunter piece that dropped, like, it's not an old piece, but it's not like a new piece. It's been on the platform for a little bit now. We have Xanagra and then the one you see on screen here, the ice one. But this is that ice monster. I forget the name of it. And yeah, I don't know why I didn't highlight it in this episode, because this didn't drop yet, but... Or maybe it did. I don't know. Yeah, here's the piece. This is the piece that people had figured out beforehand. Hey, we got chillin' and vibing in the chat. What's going on? That's exactly what we're doing right now. That is exactly what we're doing right now. Thanks for stopping by, man. Keep up all the awesome work. David, you as a player. Oh my lord. I thought it was funny putting this one in. Jeez. Yeah. There's a photo of David online. I can't remember what this was for, but he won some award and then he just got surrounded by a bunch of pageant girls. Oh yeah, he was a judge for a pageant show. Head judge for 2018 World Beauty Queen pageant. And he was giving out the award. You could just see how nervous he is on stage. They're also towering over him, which is funny. That's funny. Green screen in the vault. If you guys didn't know this, it's a little trick you can use. If you take green collectibles like the Mad Hatter, you turn him on his side. Let's say you scale him way up so his hat is used as the background. Then a little editing in your editing software afterwards, you can turn that hat into pretty much anything you want. You can make it look like your collectibles are floating in space on the top of some, you know, mountain in Antarctica. I don't know, but yeah, that's this is actually something I have yet to see anyone do in the community. So if you guys want to set yourself apart, that's it's one way to do it. Green screens, guys, are going to be used a lot in the VeVeVerse. And I can tell you right now, for me as a content creator, I will be using that green screen texture like crazy. There's so many cool things you can do with that, so we'll be making videos on that for sure. What else we got here? Oh yeah, I actually showed me doing it in the green screen editor. So I edited that. And then I dragged the background in. So this is the hat. And then you can drag the background in. And there you go. That's your way of using green screens in the vault. Jurassic Park Gate, for those who didn't know this, this is now dropped on the platform. It got leaked long before it dropped. This, in addition to like the Aston Martin DB5, which I think we also talk about in this episode. But yeah, this piece got leaked. This is the video that leaked it. Somebody on the team probably. Yeah, little sneak peek before the actual drop happened. Sven says, I did see David love beautiful women in Auxerre for sure. If you have such nice hair, the women love you. Yeah, yeah. David's hairline is yeah, something else. That's undeniable. Oh man, I need a green screen now too. What else we got here? 40-minute special. First appearance of Buzz Lightyear. This one's interesting. Okay, so when Buzz dropped on VeVe, I looked at the collectible and I was like, you know what? I love Toy Story. I'm a huge Pixar fan, but I didn't really, I don't know. I didn't go for this collectible on drop. I still don't have one in my collection actually, but and all of that was kind of because I didn't think it was the first version of Buzz, right? Like it's not the version that you see in the original Toy Story films. What I learned though is that this is actually the first iteration of Buzz. It's the first iteration from well, let me put it this way. On the right hand side, this is from a scene in one of the earlier films that shows Andy watching Buzz Lightyear on a TV screen, and it shows this version of Buzz on the show. So the version makes reference to the movie that Andy saw in 1995 that made him want the toy that he got in Toy Story. So credit to Super Rush. He was the one who told me about that. But yeah, apparently this is the first ever iteration of Buzz Lightyear. It's not the version that you see him as a toy in the film. So yeah. Sven says we need more leaks every now and then, but you know, we had that leak on the video too. I love when VeVe does it. It keeps us hyped. Yes. Leaks can be great marketing. Great marketing tactics. I wouldn't do it for everything, but every once in a while, if you're trying to generate some hype, it can help. Fortnite, there's some speculation around Fortnite just having done that. Fortnite, before they released the Marvel season and the Pirates of the Caribbean and the Fallout season, there was a photo that had leaked showing the roadmap for all of Fortnite's seasons for like the next year or two. And according to that photo that got leaked, everything that was on that photo has come true so far. From Metallica dropping to the Fallout season to Marvel season to Pirates of the Caribbean. So the speculation was Fortnite did that on purpose to try and generate more hype around the game because the game was losing players. So the first way to do that was introducing zero build, so there was no way of building. So now you bring in like a whole different group of gamers. And then their second way was kind of leaking that roadmap. So yeah, it's kind of funny how that stuff can help sometimes, even though it looks like it's a mistake, but it generated a ton of hype. And I'll tell you, me and Rob were talking about that Marvel season for like a month and a half or 2 months before it even got announced. So we were pumped. Moving on. Donnie. He's a unicorn, not a horse. If you guys didn't know. But the version on VeVe does not show his horn. But in the show, it actually does. Changing bases. Let's go. Okay, so this has been something that you could see on the app for a really long time. Still nothing introduced. I expect something in the future at some point. But if you go on to pieces that you own, you have to own the piece in order to see it. But if you click on it in 3D, and then you go to like the little drawing tool to edit like the background of the collectible spinning, you will see an option to change the base or the pedestal. And yeah, so that's something that I expect to see in the future. It does say coming soon. Soon doesn't mean soon, but you know, it's coming. It's coming. So yeah, different bases in the future. I also hope that an option here is to take the base off entirely. So like golden moments, for example. I don't know whose decision it was to release those golden moments with a gold base, but I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have done that. So in the future, being able to take those bases out, I think would be an awesome option as well. What's the next one here? All right, so if you guys want to avoid the Apple and Google fees, use the web app. But I know some people look at that or hear that and go, oh, well, I don't want to log into my computer or my desktop every single time to do that. You can log into the web app via a browser on your mobile phone. Okay. The only thing I will say to that though is that make sure you log out every single time, because just to make sure, you know, people don't get in. But what that allows you to do is still reap the benefits of using the web app, but on your phone. So you avoid the fees that way, but you still get to use the mobile, not app, it's the web app, but you guys know what I mean. And went quiet there for a sec because I'm trying to think of what game it was, but I was just watching a YouTube video the other day that the content creator had recommended to their audience to go to the web app because the same thing happened here, where they were saying, I think it might have been Fortnite actually, because Fortnite has a mobile app. Fortnite pulled their mobile app out of the West because of the issue they had with the App Store, but it still runs in Europe. And in Europe, you go onto the App Store, you're buying, when you go to buy stuff in the store, there's a markup because you're paying that extra fee to Apple or Google. And the content creator in the video is trying to explain to their audience who thought that, oh, like Fortnite's just trying to, you know, charge their users more money. It's like, no, that money doesn't go to Fortnite. It's to Google and it's to App Store. So if you don't want to pay those companies, then go to the web app and avoid the mobile charges. But yeah, this is not, you know, just the case for VeVe. It does happen a lot in the gaming space. Gravity John says, yes, take off the base on some would be great. Yeah. I don't mind it too much on things like Steamboat Willie, but yeah, those golden moments, I love to, anytime I put them in my vault, I'm always like hiding the base on the floor. I just don't like the look of it. I'm also super picky and there's too much space between the base and the collectible. Like it's floating way too high. Backdoor says, yeah, I added it to my home screen for easy access. Oh, you're talking about, yes. So yeah, you could do that as well, where if you log into the web app via your mobile phone, you can add it as a shortcut to your home screen. The only thing, again, with that is just make sure that every time you click on that shortcut, it doesn't just automatically log you in. You would want to make sure that you have to input your password every single time. I know it doesn't always do that with the mobile app, but just being a little extra cautious when it comes to the browsers, just in case people kind of get your info and stuff. So just my advice there, but you can never be too safe. All right, moving on. We got some of the Disney park posters. So these are cool too. I love this art. If you guys know the story behind these, this is art that was hanging inside the parks during the opening days of each of the parks. So, oh gosh, the date on them is 1950 something, 58, 57, or something like that. But that's going to mark the edition size for every single one of them. 1951 or something like that. And yeah, we have the Red Wagon Inn, which was a restaurant. Fun fact about that, that was actually the restaurant that Disney had a secret club in the back of for, which is now known as Club 33, but this was before his days, or before the Club 33 days. And it was a private space that Walt would entertain his private guests. That was in this one. We have the Rocket to the Moon, which was part of, I think it was Fantasyland, right? No, Tomorrowland. And this rocket is actually still in the parks. It's beside one of the cafes, I think. The Rocket Cafe. I think I have a photo of it here. Maybe not. We have the monorail, which was like the longest monorail in the world for like for some time, I think. And then we have the Jungle Cruise at Adventureland, which a movie was made with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. If you guys haven't seen that. But it was a cruise that pretty much took you around to see different scenery and jungle animals, as you see from the poster. And then on the right-hand side, you guys see some photos of these posters actually hanging up in the parks during these opening days. So you have the Red Wagon Inn one here. You have the Rocket one here. You have the monorail one on the far left there, and then the Jungle Cruise on the far right. VeVe Wheel says, if we can take the base off from Golden Moments, then I'd like to take them off any collectible. Yeah, I'd agree with that. If you could take the base off some, you should just take them off any. It's either you provide the feature or you don't. Don't limit it to certain collectibles. The only thing I would probably add to that is also probably licensor dependent. You would probably need permission from the IP, and if not all the IP approves it, then you might have some where you can and some you can't, so who knows. Only time will tell with that, but... here you go, Sven. Missing features. So if you guys are just tuning in now, Sven made the comment earlier about how Frank Miller's Joker is missing a cigarette. That's going to be the collectible here. The physical piece has him holding it. So there are some collectibles on VeVe where this happens, and it's clearly done intentionally. Sorry, that's my phone. Let me put it on silent. That's actually Sven. It'd be so cool. Sven said it'd be so cool if you did your live streams and built items in the vault while you chatted with people. Yeah, well, if VeVe's still listening to this, that's up to them, dude. Turn on the web vault. Because I can't stream from my phone and do that. My phone would melt. But if they re-enable the vault on the web app, then I would absolutely love to stream inside there while talking to you guys. Absolutely. And then on the right-hand side, guys, we got Death. Another awesome looking collectible on the platform. It's been completely brushed under the rug. It's not a well-known piece at all, but I think she looks amazing. But yeah, her physical piece holds the syringe, and in the digital, you can see that it's missing. Probably skip this one. Just talking about how AI is getting implemented for Ready Player Me avatars, which are going to be it's a platform that you can use to create avatars for your VeVe home. So if you guys haven't created one, you can check them out completely free. Okay, so this is some sad news. Old news, but still sad. Mondo was not the guy behind Addiction. This was a company called Mondo that designed movie posters, not custom made posters for people, but like they would make specific issues or like cover art for certain movies dropping. We have like Alien and Predators examples on screen there. But the business laid off their co-founders and other staff and pretty much went under. So that's why we don't see any more Mondo stuff on the platform as well. I believe there's 2 series. You have some what's the one with Keanu Reeves, Ted and something, but some movie posters for that. I really like the art that this company was creating. I thought it was really unique. They have some awesome Star Wars pieces as well. But yeah, a little unfortunate. It doesn't look like they're going to be coming back. So if you know, if you didn't know, now you do. VeVe wheels, and if we can take the base away, I will also like in the future to be able to add a base to any collectible in the VeVe. And we can add a base to any collectible. Yeah, I mean, I see something like that being more like an accessory. So maybe not something you would add to the collectible itself, maybe like a separate piece that you can put down and then put the collectible on top of. I think that it just provides more flexibility for the user as opposed to like attaching it to the actual collectible. I think though for pieces where the base is already attached, then yeah, like providing that feature to detach it is important. But anything in the future that they to me, I wouldn't even drop anything in the future with a base on it. I would drop everything baseless and then offer the bases as accessories. We have some Star Wars poster series on the platform as well, and the iconic sets are compromised are compromised. Guys, I'm starting to lose my train of thought here. They're comprised of different versions mixed together. Okay, so let me remember how this went here. I believe it was the bottom left, the bottom right, and the top left are part of a series altogether, but they were released as different sets for the physical posters. I think that's what that was, but the heck just happened there? Oh. And I think that was it for this one. All right. We got 2 more here. In fact, actually, I'm going to go to my bookmarked tabs, and I'm going to pull up one of my recent feeds because that's where the inspiration for this live stream kind of came from. You guys seem to like our first ever live episode, but also this is the first ever feed that I kind of put out. And yeah, you guys seem to like it. So on here, I also talked about some cool stuff. So I'm going to skip this one because I actually think I was wrong on that one, but this is the Assassin's Creed buyout collectible that I was talking about. Let me make sure you guys can see my screen here. Geo said, I think Funko acquired Mondo and they decided to fold the company. RIP. Funko acquired Mondo. I didn't know about that. I'll have to look into that. But yeah, either way, Mondo is went under, which is sad. But check out some of their other art, guys. They made some cool stuff. But buyout. So here we go. The physical collectible that dropped with the actual game is this on screen. Origins in the background with some other stuff, and then it was slightly altered for the digital version. And what's interesting about this is I spoke with an individual who was responsible for working on this piece. I don't want to say their name just in case they weren't supposed to say this to me. I don't want to get them in trouble, but they were talking about how yeah, they got the several different models to kind of put them together. And then they kind of made the changes where needed. But one thing that he did, they also told me was that animated collectibles do kind of, based off like current system requirements, you do have to kind of make sacrifices in some areas of the collectible if you want it to be animated, as opposed to just static, which is why you see, you know, the quality of some animated collectibles being a little bit lower than the ones that aren't animated. But in terms of Miguel from the Coco series, awesome movie, by the way, based off of the Day of the Dead tradition. Highly recommend watching it if you guys haven't seen it. But all of the notes that Miguel plays in his animation are real notes that match the actual song he plays in the film. And that was confirmed by a team member. Can't remember who. I want to say Alex, but might be wrong. We have the Little Prince collectible, the first one to drop. We recently had the second one drop, which looks awesome. But the first one was originally denied by VeVe. It was rejected. This was confirmed by David in an interview. And David said that they weren't happy with the quality of, I guess, the first draft. So they said, no, scratch it. They went back, and I think they actually redid the entire thing. So it was like a completely different like model. And this was the one that ended up getting approved. And then in that same interview, he did also confirm that there was 2 more coming for the series. The second one just dropped, and then the third one has yet to drop. So I'm really looking forward to the third one. I think they nailed the first 2. So next up, drink of water, and then number 6. All right, so we got Ritmo from the Unicorno series, and then we have Starfire from the Bombshell DC series. Ritmo was the first collectible technically animated on the platform, with like the moving of the wings and shaking of the head and stuff like that. Although Starfire did drop before Ritmo, and her fire is slightly, I don't know if you would say animated, but there's like a special effects on it. So it does kind of like flicker and stuff. But to my knowledge, this is the first piece that ever kind of did that. And then following it was the animation with this one. So 6. I had to delete 7. 8. Oh, we already talked about this one. Back to the Future DeLorean dropped all the way back in season 1 with the drivability feature. This feature was taken away and reintroduced several months later when the Aston Martin DB5 dropped. VeVe Wheel says we can already do that in the VeVeVerse, just wondering in the vault. But I understand we might not need to do that in the vault if in the end we will all be in the VeVeVerse and not in the vault. Yeah. Yeah, I think the VeVeVerse is kind of the end space. Penguin, we talked about him having the misprint with the artist name. Electra, aka Fro. Fro's built like a personal brand around this character. It's hilarious to me. But if you guys didn't know, Electra was created by 2 different studios. So David said that she was originally being created at a studio near Ukraine. This was during the beginning of all the conflict with Russia. And then they ended up losing communication with that studio while all that was happening. I don't think David ever ended up figuring out what happened, but the character was taken from that studio and brought over to another studio to finish up the final details. But I would assume that is why, well, hey. One man's trash is another one's treasure, right? That's what they say. That's the phrase. We'll leave it at that. But yeah, that was this feed. So that was some more facts. And then we'll go into this one. Nope, not this one. This one. There we go. So we got another fact here from David. This was confirmed from him. New Zealand stamps and UK stamps were originally issued in British currency. Okay, so the original face values of the stamps range from half a penny to 2 shillings. This was back in the day. Obviously, they don't do that anymore. Coco, just talked about him. Neymar. So Neymar is, although he actually just made his first appearance in a Marvel movie in Black Panther #2, Neymar actually made his first appearance in Marvel Comics all the way back in the first issue, Marvel Comics #1. So he is an old character, and it took a long time for him to make an appearance in a movie. But I don't know about you guys, I was a big fan of the second movie, so I thought they did an awesome job. Zanagra and Pikachu. Zanagra is one of the monster hunters available on VeVe, and he apparently embodies the same electric properties seen in some of Pokemon's most popular characters, which is why Zanagra is statistically the most popular monster from Monster Hunter. And Monster Hunter is a big brand over in Asia. So Zanagra, from my understanding, isn't the most difficult to get. But just because of the properties that the monster has, he's one of the most popular. So, yeah. Fun fact about him. I've actually stacked a few of these pieces. I think they look awesome. Vanellope. What was this one? Inspired by the Japanese super deformed caricature style. Talk about a tongue twister. Also known as chibi, which is Japanese slang for small child. So her hair and facial features were designed to make her look like a younger version of her voice actress, Sarah Silverman, who's also a famous comedian. Namor. Oh, Sven, get out of here, dude. Get out of here. I'm Canadian, all right? I'm used to putting the U with the O and the R. Gravity says, are you going to be buying at least one of every Wolverine coming out? Would you buy them in hopes of future utilities or just to have? Good question. I guess it depends on what all of them look like. But yeah, my hopes are long-term to be holding one of all four, or I think it's 5 coming out. All 5. For sure. Canadian superhero. He's the Canadian superhero. But so far, all of the versions they've dropped, I'm a fan of. I like them. I think the brown suit looks awesome. I know there was some controversy around the animation being too kind of similar, but the newest one looks great, and I think the animation on the first one was awesome as well. So to answer your question, yes. Not necessarily in hopes of future utility. I think it's just because of the notoriety behind the character, but Sven says VeVe official did just drop the pro. Oh, did they? Let's check it out. Assuming this. Yes, let's go. All right, let's check this out. Why is... Okay, all black background. I'm already getting the Carnage in Venom vibes. We'll see. We'll see. Or click and play. Fingers crossed. Hit the like button if you guys are enjoying the stream. The animations... Is that the whole animation? Oh, it is. Okay. Cool. Okay. Couple things. I really like the design. I think the design's gonna look awesome, especially with the higher resolution. Animation, a little on the lacklustered side, I will say. Facial expressions are good, but cool looking piece. Let me know if you guys are going to be going for those in the chat. I'm going to skip this. I was wrong on that. Oh, yes. Okay. So here is another fun fact about the Little Prince. The Little Prince, the moon and the stars around him will actually rotate based off of the angle you're looking at the collectible. So you will always see the stars and the planet from the same side. Okay? I think I have maybe did I put a video in here of that? No, I didn't. Mint numbers 3 and 4. Something that you might not think about if you're in the West. It is something that a lot of people in the East, China specifically, think about. And that's because the numbers 3 and 4 have specific meanings behind them. Number 3 means to live or life. It's a lucky number to a lot of people in Asia, okay? And then the number 4 is the complete opposite. It's considered unlucky, particularly in Cantonese. And that's because it's pronounced in their dialect as nearly homophonous to the word death. So it sounds like the word death in English, but in their dialect. So I remember that when I was getting an apartment at university, it was a pre-construction. And I remember when I walked into the office building to get my unit, like to pick which unit I wanted, I remember there were a ton of people with Asian backgrounds in that office who were looking for specific unit numbers that didn't have 4s in them and only had 3s, or as many 3s as they could get. It was the 3rd floor that they went to first. Then if everything was sold out on the 3rd floor, they went to any other unit numbers that had 3 in them and then avoided the 4. What was also interesting is that you'll notice in some apartments, they don't even have a level 4 in the elevator. And that's why. It's because it's unlucky. Some people don't want to live on an unlucky floor. Yeah, it just goes from floor 3 to floor 5. So if you guys are hunting specific mint numbers, something to consider in the future if you want to try and flip them to another collector that cares about this stuff. So I know for the longest time there was something I was looking at for all my Pilly collectibles. I was making sure I was buying stuff with without 4s in them and selling the ones that I did have with 4s in them, but I don't do it as much anymore. But something to know. Anthony says quality of the Wolverine looks awesome. Sven, need one for sure. Gravity, I'm gonna buy one. Let's go. Yeah, it's a nice looking piece. Nice looking piece. And of course, for a character like that, you definitely need the claws to come out. So it's good that they did that. What else we got here? Moving on to the Coke truck. If you guys don't have one in your collection and you've never messed around with it in the vault, you tap the trailer in the back and it swings from left to right. So you can actually change the direction. Make it look like it's turning left or make it look like it's turning right. I also said that you can turn the lights on and off, which is not true. So ignore that point. Sven says in Europe, we do not like 13. Don't know if it's the same in Canada. 13, yeah, 13 is considered unlucky in Canada as well. Friday the 13th, bad luck. Yeah, that's a thing for sure. Friday the 13th is also the day where all the bikers get together in Ontario. So anytime we have a Friday the 13th, you see them all riding around. But ink problems with the Hulk. So the Hulk was originally gray, if you guys didn't know. And the reason why you went from gray to green is because of issues with printer ink. So yeah, that is apparently the reason, but he's still green to this day. Well, and red. But you know. What do we got next here? Oh yeah, this was one pointed out by Corey in the promo video when it was actually getting dropped. But Oscar the Grouch has a little friend that accompanies him. So the worm sticks out every once in a while, if you didn't know. Pops right out of the apple. Okay, so kind of moving from the numbers to now more symbols. Not going to get into this one too much, but if you guys know the history of the rising star symbol, you know that it can be quite controversial to a lot of people. So that symbol is on one of the hoverboards, so just something to consider in the future. But VeVe in The Simpsons. Now, although this was never confirmed, you do see that VeVe did tweet this out though. There was a golden moment, or what looks exactly like a golden moment, put into The Simpsons with a price tag of $427,000 at the top of it. Now, what I think is funny about this is, I mean, you know, Simpsons is known as that show to kind of call things out. I think it's been taken a little bit out of context, but because people are kind of just like looking for things now every time something happens, like the Ocean Gate incident with the submarine, but which people were tying to a particular scene in The Simpsons that I didn't even think was like remotely close. But what's funny about this is that if VeVe Collectibles do ever end up getting to a point like that, where they're highly sought after, there's tons of demand, which has driven the price up really, really high for, you know, pieces like the golden moments, then we are going to have people in our community going back to this and being like, The Simpsons called this one again. So I think that's funny, because whoever was on the team who animated this into the film or into the series, dude, hats off to you, salute to you, because yeah, that's funny. That's funny. That was their way of being like, I am going to call something out and I'm going to put it in The Simpsons. If it ever happens, we don't know, but if it does, that's going to be a good feeling for that person. So all right, next up, starting to lose my voice here, guys. We got the original cover of AF-15 on the left-hand side, which is Amazing Spider-Man number 700 that dropped on VeVe. So if you guys didn't know, that cover on the left-hand side was actually submitted as the original cover art for Amazing Fantasy number 15, aka the first appearance of Spider-Man, but it was rejected. And then on the right-hand side, that was submitted as the follow-up draft and got approved. And it's quite a big difference. Holding him on the complete other side of his body, the colors are completely different, which I do gotta say, on the actual cover they do stand out a lot more, the characters. There's also a lot more happening in the background with all the other characters on the left hand side. So, but yeah, little history with that one. All right. Another sip of my water and on to the next fact. The black Spider-Man suit. It was submitted as a fan submission. Okay. And Marvel ended up accepting it, sending him a letter back and paying, I think it was $220 US for the rights to the logo. Just a one-time thing. Imagine being that person, right? Getting 220 bucks and now you just see your creation. You see like a film like Venom get created with Tom Hardy and you're like, gosh darn it, like that all stems from the suit that I created. That'd be such a cool feeling too though. So but yeah, it was submitted right here. Left hand side is a photo of the drawing. The final version of the black suit didn't end up being far off from this. And then it says right here, Dear Randy, I want to buy it. We'll pay $220. Enclose, find a work made for hire agreement and a voucher. Sign it where marked. Write your social security number on it somewhere and return it. I'll fill in the rest. We'll want changes made in this plot, which I'll fill you in after you return the word make for hire form and the voucher. If all goes well, we'll give you a shot at scripting this. So what a cool opportunity. What a cool opportunity. And it's dated August, I think, 3rd of 1982. So that is the backstory behind the symbiote suit. And I believe on to the last video we got here. It's a newer one on the channel, so we're gonna probably breeze through this one. Groot. So this is pertaining more to like the actual characters than the collectibles themselves, but we did have the recent Groot Mighty series drop on the platform, kind of modeled after different heroes from Marvel. So we have Thor, we have Miss Marvel, we have Black Panther, Spider-Man, and who was the last one here? Captain America? Who was the last one here? Yeah, Captain America. Yeah. But if you guys didn't know, Groot was part of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s paranormal division at one point in a comic series. So he was in charge of pretty much taking down different mutants and stuff. But and then he also has a language that I think Richard actually corrected me on this. There's two people that know how to decipher his language. The one that I know is Maximus the Mad. The other one, Richard, will have to remind me of. But the only other known kind of interpreter of his language is going to be Rocket the Raccoon. So Groot once grew to the size of a planet. His blood's a powerful hallucinogen. And yeah, there is this one's interesting. He made a there's a short comic issue where Groot becomes an actual Kingsman. And if you guys haven't seen those movies, I am talking about the British spy organization. And he wears like a suit and everything. So if you guys didn't know about that, check it out. It's a fun little spin-off. What do we got here? Adventure book from Up. Another newer collectible on the platform. Ellie's handwritten notes are full of Easter eggs inside the book. The book itself was also inspired by a scrapbook from the early 20th century. And it was one that was found in the attic of one of the people who worked on the films, their grandparents. So it was based off that book. Okay. It contains hidden messages from Ellie, who was the wife who passed away in the film. And then each page was also handwritten, or hand-drawn, sorry, by different artists from Pixar. Okay, so each one has kind of like their own little style to it. And then at the very end of the book, you see it for a very brief second at the end of the film, but there is a secret message from the animators, and it says, I can't remember the exact line, but it was something along the lines of just keep moving on or keep going. And yeah, very inspirational film. So I feel like it's most often regarded as like one of the best Pixar films ever made. Anthony says, hopefully that 200 notes helped him out. Well deserved. Thor spoke his language in Avengers Infinity. Yeah, there's only two. I don't know if Richard's still here, but there was that one other person. Takashi says, love this book. Anthony, he said he learned it at college, I think. Oh, you're referring to the previous comment? But yeah, you got drawings of the Pixar lamp, and then you also have drawings of from like A Bug's Life in the book as well. So some Easter eggs there. Paradise Falls. So sticking with Up, this waterfall in the film was based off of a real life waterfall known as Angel Falls in Venezuela. And it's going to be the largest interpreted waterfall on the planet, but with a little bit of a twist in the film. So the aesthetic, the appearance of the waterfall is based off of Angel Falls. But then there's also kind of like hidden things built into the foundation in the film as well. So you're not going to see it on the collectible, which is what's on screen. But in the film, if you pay attention, you'll see like little engravings of like animals and faces. And I think one of them is actually the house, like the Up house, in the actual rock formations, which is kind of cool. And then also apparently the location, which was depicted in the film as this very serene, kind of peaceful, quiet, lonely environment, it was originally a deadly destination. So there were snakes, big animals and stuff like that they had incorporated. I think there was a snake that chased, what's his name? The kid and the grandfather around the place. But yeah, they ended up scrapping that idea and then making it a little bit more of a quiet, lonely environment so that the audience can connect with the characters a little bit more. So Anthony says when the Guardians of the Galaxy pick them up. Oh, okay. Interesting. What else we got here? Ant-Man. So Scott Lang was inspired by real-life electronics engineer and inventor Steve Sasson. Steve was the one who invented the digital camera. So that's interesting. Pardon me, guys. And then the quantum realm in the movies is based on the real-world concept of quantum mechanics. So apparently a lot of research has gone into this to kind of connect it to that. Oh, did my chat freeze again? Oh, no, we're good. We're good. I thought it froze again. I don't know why it keeps doing that. And then the Ant-Man and Wasp dynamic mirrors a real-life scientific partnership. So that scientific partnership, I believe, is between, I forget the term, but people who study insects and their assistants, and how closely they kind of work together. Got the Sentinels. So the Sentinels are going to be a Comic-Con exclusive drop. They dropped during San Diego. And they're inspired by the real-world fears of automation. So back when a lot of people thought that robots were going to rise up and take over the world. Remember the movies like I, Robot with Will Smith? Great movie. These are what the robots are based off of. Now, they also have a connection to Tony Stark. So they weren't actually made by him, but their technology kind of... they use similar technology to what Stark has created. And then the Sentinel program was also influenced by Cold War paranoia. So back in the day, during the Cold War, you had the Soviet Union, you had the US stockpile their arsenals, their weapon arsenals. That's kind of the whole idea behind the Sentinels as well, is you have a higher power who's kind of been created to not take over, but will control the population, really. So that was kind of the idea behind these guys. And then their color scheme is also symbolic. So the purple and blue has to do with color theory and making them look more, I guess, menacing, dangerous. Carl's hat, that was a kind of a boring one, not gonna lie. I'm gonna skip that one. Flower Bomber. So the only Banksy piece we got on the platform right now. Can't wait for more to drop, but this was an exciting drop first drop to ever need 1 million MCP points, or even 250,000 at that, to participate. But the Flower Bomber is a tribute to 1960s counterculture. It's the original one appeared in Jerusalem. And this was on the wall of the West Bank barrier. And then the one that was drawn on the West Bank barrier was only in black and white. And then the flowers were the only thing on the piece that were colored, also known as selective color photography or selective color art. So that was the common that dropped on the platform, which is the all white version, no color except for the flowers. And that's the one that's supposed to model the original version on the West Bank wall. And then it symbolizes the potential for hope and peace to stand out against a backdrop of conflict and aggression. And this was also kind of put up on a wall in an area where kind of a lot of conflict was happening. So next up, we got Venom. Oh, we talked about this already. So this was the fan submission for the black symbiote suit. Carnage, the red Venom, his distinct color isn't just an aesthetic choice. It's because he actually, the symbiote, like it fuses with like the actual blood from the host. I forget the name of the person it took over, but Carnage has also produced an offspring of his own known as Toxin. And Toxin was the most powerful or strongest symbiote known to date. So there's a story about him kind of taking over a New York cop. I'm sure Richard probably knows more about that than I do, but and then there's also another issue where Carnage goes on like this whole, well, Carnage spree pretty much. He takes over an entire small town in Colorado and then uses pretty much his unique abilities to infect everybody in the town. So he can like remotely use the symbiote. So he can like detach it from himself and like have it go onto other people and then use the symbiote like wirelessly like that. And yeah, pretty interesting series or issue. And that's going to also mark the last one of the last episode. So ladies and gents, I think that is everything. I think we went through all the fun facts series, except for the creator fun facts. Let me just double check here. Yeah, that is everything on my list. But let me know what you guys are saying in the chat. Master Ronnie says, let's go. Time for a bit more VeVeVerse building. Let's go, dude. Happy to hear that people are still in there doing their thing after so long. I'd love to see more invites going out for that soon, so. But yeah, guys, that is going to conclude all the fun facts. I think I'm going to wrap the stream up here then. But if you guys did enjoy, make sure to hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't subbed or followed over on X, make sure to do that. Helps the smaller channel out like ours a ton. And yeah, I appreciate everyone stopping by. I'm gonna sit here for a few more minutes. Let everyone get in their last words. Say what you want to say in the chat. Backdoor, appreciate you, man. Again, thank you so much for all of the gifts, the membership gifts. Master V, I don't know if you're still here, or Mr. V, sorry. I don't know if you're still here, but dude, thank you so much for doing that. You did not have to do that, and you did. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm really at a loss for words. I really don't know what to say. Sven says, if any questions, just put them down here. Absolutely. And then, yeah, guys, I am going to be trying to stream some more Fortnite this weekend. I've been working an insane amount of time on this map that I've been building. So hopefully we can stream that this weekend. But the map has a bunch of interactive features, from things you can pick up to things that appear after a certain amount of time to things that disappear, and that's all I'll say there. So when the time comes, we will be streaming that, and then I'll have some other people in the community involved with that as well. And yeah, I think that's everything. Sven says, just say appreciate it. Nothing wrong with that. Just be you. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but thanks again, guys, for stopping by. That is going to conclude episode 205, second ever live episode on the channel. So if you guys did enjoy, make sure to hit the thumbs up button. That was 40 plus fun facts about different collectibles on VeVe, as well as just things about, you know, David, Dan, the platform, little tips and tricks you guys can use to, you know, reduce the font size, see the buy now button a little sooner, and things like that. So if you are newer to the channel, you probably we probably covered a lot of fun facts that you haven't heard before. So if that was the case, again, make sure to hit the thumbs up button. And yeah, if you guys don't have anything else to say, I'm gonna wrap it up here. Awesome. Sven, appreciate you, man. Thanks for moderating the chat. I'm gonna call it, and I will see you guys this weekend. Thanks for watching.